Hello everybody, Joe Malone here from Dallas Trading Floor. As we know, the chip sector has been very, very strong as of late. This is primarily obviously to AI, artificial intelligence. The two stocks that are doing the best in this area, of course, are NVIDIA, but also AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, is a competitor to NVIDIA, and it is definitely getting some strength today. And I want to show you some things with AMD and how I'm playing the stock. This is my analysis of Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD, basically for March 12th, 2024. And AMD has been one of the two very, very strong AI or artificial intelligence stock along with NVIDIA. So you might want to take a look at this stock if NVIDIA is priced out of your purchasing right now. I do expect there's going to be strong growth in AI, obviously, mainly because of certain factors in the market, such as a $20 minimum wage. You're going to see AI come into a lot of different fields like fast food and all these kind of areas that heretofore have not been really candidates for AI. But I think that AI, at least in the next year or two, is going to be rolled out in many areas. And AMD is one of the two companies, along with NVIDIA, that does make AMD chips. So this is an area that you want to definitely take a look at. It's definitely an area that many of the funds are looking at. This is the chart of AMD, weekly chart for AMD, and as you'll notice, it's coming up to a higher high. I've drawn a line here at about the 160 level where it did move to a higher high. So anything really past about the first of the year with AMD has been at a higher high. So that's definitely a time when you want to look to acquire a stock, is when it's making a higher high. Also, as you can notice here, the relative strength rating has been moving higher. So this is very, very important as well. Another area that's very, very critical, of course, is the volume. And the volume has moved up very nicely. So AMD is definitely in play. Currently, AMD is rated #1 in the first group, which means that it is the top group and it's the top stock. Now, this rating is shared by several stocks, AMD, ARM, and NVIDIA. But right now, AMD has a composite rating of 99. Well, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that it is at the very, very top of the market. So if the NASDAQ goes up, you're going to get an exponential move in the stocks that are at the very top of the NASDAQ 100, which definitely includes AMD. So here we are at the 160 level. You'll notice that it's moved above that. It made its higher high at a little bit over 220, and then it's pulled back. Now, the pullback probably has finished. This is the daily chart here that we're looking at, and it definitely is getting support at 200. You can see by the price here, it's 201.61 as of about 3:30 on the 12th of March. Also, you'll notice that the volume is starting to move down. Now, why would that be of interest? Well, if the volume is moving down, that means that fewer people are willing to sell. So we're starting to see strengthening in the buying potential for the stock. Now, obviously, this is just chart reading, and this is not necessarily guaranteed, but it does show us a very, very interesting, things happening with AMD. You'll notice the composite rating again, 99, that's the top. The EPS, earnings per share, 92, so it's the top 8%. And the accumulation, this is by the funds, B+. Not quite an A, but still very, very good. Here's how I'm playing in AMD as of this week. Today, I purchased 100 shares of AMD at $293, right over that $200 support level. And then I simultaneously sold a call. The call I sold was for 202.50. This is the strike price on that for March 15th. So just 3 days away. I received $382.50 for this call. So this is going to be, I can have my shares called at the strike price of 202.50 on the 15th of March if the price of the underlying stock, AMD, is greater than 202.50. With this scenario in mind, you can see that I have a potential of making a 2.73% return in 3 days, or about 249% per annum. Now, the probability of this is about 66.6%. As you can see on this chart, as it gets closer to the expiration date, which is on the 15th, the higher the numbers go. Why? Because, well, there's less time to exercise the call. So therefore, it for the person that owns it, it's going down in value. But for me, because I sold it earlier, it's going up in value. So if the stock AMD is at or above 202.50, you can see that I will make all the money on this one, or $538. If that happens, my stock will be my stock will be sold at 202.50, and I'll get the gain from where I bought it at about 200 on up to that 202.50. So that's what a covered call is. Now, typically, what I do is I do these covered calls when I'm entering a stock. And if I don't get called out, I will typically go out another week on that call. Selling covered calls on stocks that are at the top or near the top of the market can be a good strategy. Why? Because when the NASDAQ moves up, the top stocks in the NASDAQ 100 typically move quicker. Now, the NASDAQ 100, of course, is what they call the QQQ. It's an ETF, an index fund that covers the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ. AMD is definitely in this category. That's one of the reasons why I'm interested in trading a stock like AMD or NVIDIA. I'm trying to look at the stocks that are at the very peak of the market. So therefore, when the underlying index moves, such as the QQQ, you will get a disproportionate move on these top stocks. Hopefully, you like this little presentation. By the way, if you do look at the comments below, I do have a free free club. It's the Trading Club, and you can sign up for that very easily. Just look below in the comments, click on the link, and you can get all the updates to Dallas Trading Floor. Thanks for taking a look. It's super easy to join our free trading club. Just go to https://beacons, beacons.ai/Dallas Trading Floor.